So we've been doing on Wednesday nights at 6 o'clock. We have been doing a small group called Not a Fan at the Lupton Friends Church and with Tri Point, and it's been a great series. And we'd invite you to come tonight to join us. And this is kind of just a tidbit of what it's about. Um, to be completely sold out for Jesus. Um, we live in a culture and a world uh, full of fans of Jesus. I mean, 95% of Americans believe in God, but even Satan believes in God. And so we live in this culture where if something happens, everybody's praying for so and so, and all of a sudden they just have this relationship with God for one day, and that's it. And and I feel like sometimes we're guilty as pastors and things because we glorify this decision to follow Jesus, which it is a wonderful decision, and it's so true that there's peace that passes all understanding. That God can take you out of any circumstance, which is absolutely true, and and that Jesus will just give you this new life, and that is so true. However, sometimes we fail to neglect to speak about the challenges. And Jesus talks about it all throughout Scripture. He talks about this life isn't easy. This is hard. This is hard stuff. But I am here and I have overcome the world and I will walk with you and we will get through this together. Oftentimes in the Scriptures it says when you have troubles, when you have problems, when. It doesn't say if, it says when, because this ground, this earth is cursed. It's, from the time of Adam and Eve, God says, curses the ground because of you. You will have pain, you will work the ground, so many things. We have sin all around us that is affecting us in all different areas. And so when we talk about Jesus, and we don't always say, well, hey, this is a life of sacrifice. This is a life that's not just about me. And we live in America where it's about me, 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 me. But that's not what it's about. It's about self-worth, just laying down your life for your friend, and saying, you know what? I will do anything and tell someone about Jesus, or to say, hey, you know, it's not an easy road, but you can do this with Him instead of by yourself. And that's the truth. And so we're kind of going through this thing of being a fan versus a follower, or being a follower versus a fan, I should say. We want to we want to be sold out, committed followers of Jesus. When He called His disciples, they left everything and they went and followed Jesus. They they gave up everything. That's hard for us to do. We're spoiled and we're blessed. And not that those things aren't wrong, because or are wrong, they're not. But it's just we have to understand that Jesus calls us to a higher and greater purpose. It's not just, yeah, I felt that great peace that He gave me when I accepted Him into my life, and that's it, and I'm just going to continue on with the way I've been living. And Jesus says, no, that's not what it's about. And in Luke 9:23, it says, Jesus was talking to the crowd, and He says, if any of you want to be my follower, you must turn from your selfish ways, take up your cross daily, and follow me. Jesus says, turn from your selfish ways and follow me. Turn from them. If you hang on to your life, you will lose it. But if you give up your life for my sake, you will save it. Jesus talked about this all throughout Scripture, just ask and you will receive, seek and you will find, and and he's right. And some of the times he didn't make sense because he would say things like, "To be first, you must be last," and people are like, "Wait, that doesn't make sense." And Jesus always, the God that you and I serve, or I hope that we serve, he was completely selfless. He was always thinking about somebody else, washing his disciples' feet. He was humble, the God that you and I serve. And I hope that we realize that this life to be a Christian isn't easy. It's a wonderful life, but it's not going to be easy. And we are called to a higher purpose. And when Jesus says take up your cross, he's talking about taking up our selfishness and leaving that behind and taking the cross and following him. And it's not an easy thing. And back in those days when he was talking about this, the cross was looked at as hard and scary and death and so many things that weren't good. And Jesus says, take up your cross and follow me. He's plain in all throughout Scripture. He doesn't water it down and say, this is going to be a great ride following me. He says, no, it's not easy, but I will walk with you. I will help you. I'll get you through this. And so I encourage you today to take up your cross and to follow Jesus. And tonight we're going to be talking about this exact thing and how we can do that and how hard it can be at times. But God has a purpose and a plan for your life. I hope you come tonight. We're at the Friends Church at 6 o'clock. Come and join us as just a time of fellowship, and it's just a great time. Come on down.